Welcome into today's video, where usually I go through and test all the weapons inside of Black Ops 6 to see how viable these weapons are for us to be using inside of the Zombies game mode. However, in today's video, it's going to be a little bit different as I have a weapon to suggest, and I'm going to be bringing you the full guide to the Tomb Easter egg. So if you're new to Call of Duty Zombies, you're new to the channel, make sure you are subscribed with those bell notifications turned on, as you're not going to want to miss out any future uploads from myself on Black Ops 6 Zombies. As well, down below in the description, you can find the link for my streams. I stream Monday to Thursday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I stream Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern, and I stream everything from Black Ops 6 to Delta Force and all the way through to custom zombie maps. Hopefully, I'll see a bunch of you pop into streams as I'm trying my very best to hit Twitch partner this year. Right, so for the Tomb Easter egg, there's going to be a few prerequisites that I would suggest that you equip and put on your character before you dive into a match. So let's get to those right now. So your augments you're going to want to use on Vulture Aid are Parting Gift to get more ammo for your staff, and Picky Eater at the bottom, so that when zombies drop equipment, it is the equipment that you are carrying. So if you're bringing Casimirs, you can pick up more. Now on Death Perception, the augments I use are Further Insight to increase the radius, and Critical Eye, so body shots have a chance to be a crit shot. And then on PhD Flopper, it's Tribologist and PhD Slider, although I wonder if Environmentalist would be a good one for the boss fight as well. So let me know what you think about that. And then for your ammo mod, you're going to be running Ether Shroud, and you want Group Shroud and Extension on there. Alright, so for your Gobblegum packs, you can see I have the top 1, 2, and 3 are the packs I use for the boss fight. Number 1 is on round 1 to get me going. Number 2 is to generate points. If you have profit sharing or double points, use that. And then the third section is the boss fight. I definitely recommend a Perkaholic if you have it. Near-death experience so you can get people up, and Idle Eyes are my suggestion for the boss fight as far as perks go. Or Gobblegum, sorry. So this is the build and the weapon that you're going to be using for the boss fight. It's the ASG shotgun, and the key to this is the extended mag 2 and Dragon's Breath is definitely going to help out. And the camo that I'm running on that for today was the multiplayer diamond camo. So without further ado, I'm super excited today to bring you the full guide to the Tomb Easter egg. So without further ado, let's dive in. Welcome to today's video. Thank you so very much for tuning in, and I'm super excited to be able to bring you the full guide today for the Tomb Easter egg. Now, the first thing you want to do when you spawn in is get yourself to round 8, as you're not going to be able to pick up your first part needed for the ice staff until round 8. So what we do is we hang out in spawn, we turn on the Rampage Inducer and run profit sharing and double points to accumulate as many points as we possibly can up until round 8. And then when we get to round 8, we turn off Rampage Inducer and hold a zombie so that we can go get a bunch of stuff done on round 8. So here we are on round 8. We're going to push forward. You can go ahead and pick up a shovel right here, so make sure you go ahead and grab those. And if you pick up those gems, you're going to need 3 of them from digs. You can bring it over to that statue there. And if you place all 3 down, you'll be given a free ray gun and receive 1,000 points essence, which is definitely nice. So we're just pushing forward here. You got to get through. You got to get through into the Dark Ether to get this thing started. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to put the amulet down from the Citadelle Easter egg, and that is going to open up the Dark Ether for us. Then you want to make your way over to this broken bridge right here, over to the boss fight, and you want to trigger Archibald's text lines. So the next thing we need to do is solve a puzzle that is going to give us parts of the ice staff. So we need to pick up 2 parts of the ice staff. In order to see this puzzle, you need to pick up the monolith from the first shock mimic you see on round 8. Once you have the monolith, these symbols will light up for you. You do have to shoot the Etherean lamps to get one into the room so that you can highlight these symbols to shoot. And you just want to shoot them in order, in Roman numeral order, from 1 all the way up. So this is 1 through, I think, 8 on this side, or 7, and then we have another one on the other side of the map that is 1 through 10. So once you have shot all of those symbols in order, You're going to initiate a lockdown, which is going to lock you in place in this room here, and it's going to be about a 6-step lockdown on the first one, and you're going to have to kill a bunch of zombies and elites and everything in the area. Now, I sped up the footage on the lockdown so that we didn't, you know, take forever, but I did want to show you guys all of it. As you can see here, it spawns in a bunch of enemies. You can see I pop a gobblegum, the stock option, to go ahead and help me get through this lockdown, but you just bring everybody over. You will burn through a couple rounds doing this, so, you know, don't be concerned about that. Just make sure you taking care of all the zombies in the area so that you can complete this lockdown. And once you have finished this lockdown here, it's just going to be in this little area here, so you're just going to have to stay in this area and shoot a bunch of zombies and elites, stuff like that, like I said. And once you finish off the lockdown, on the wall where you shot all of the Roman numeral symbols, you are going to receive your ice staff part. And on this side, you get the actual staff part for the ice staff, along with the max ammo. So go ahead and we finished that one up, and you can see the lantern just there behind me. That's the one that you need, and in this location you need that lantern in the room. So if it's not there, what you're going to do is you're going to go through the map and you're just going to shoot the Ethereum lanterns to just kind of break them and despawn them. It's a 45-second delay after you shoot the Ethereum lanterns for them to respawn in a different location. So once you see them, the lanterns move around and you get it into the right location, you're going to want to shoot the symbols again on this side. And this one is the Roman numerals, so you want to go from 1 to 10 on your second one here. And you're going to want to complete the Roman numeral step here and just complete the puzzle. You can see I was struggling to remember which ones was which. They weren't lining up. It was being a pain. But just be patient with this. I definitely recommend having somebody run a zombie while you're going ahead and shoot this puzzle, just to make things super easy for yourself. And again, once this puzzle has been shot, it's going to initiate a lockdown, and you're going to need to stay in the cave area to go ahead and complete the lockdown. As you can see, we're pushing through the rounds a little bit when you do the lockdown. We're on to round 10 right now. So again, if you see the puzzle in these rooms and you don't see an Ethereum lantern in the room to show you the Roman numeral symbols, all you're going to do is go through the map and shoot the Ethereum lanterns. Wait 45 seconds for them to respawn, and then check the room where the Roman numerals are to see if that lantern is turned on. If it is, great, shoot the Roman numerals. If it is not turned on, just continue to shoot the Ethereum lanterns until it lights up in the room with the Roman numerals. Once you have finished the second one, you'll be giving the ice staff head and again a max ammo. Then you come to the dark ether and you place it on this wall, this whatever this is. I think I'm just going to call it a wall. You place it here on this wall. I guess it's like a dark ether machine, and then it's going to initiate a defense. This is not a lockdown. This is a defense. So what you want to do is defend the ice staff from all of the spawning in zombies, the vermin, the parasites, everything that's coming at you. It's quite the lockdown, so do make sure you are prepared for this. I highly recommend you being pack-a-punched and able to dish out a bunch of damage to the zombies so that you are able to complete this lockdown. As you can see, with a group of 4, if you're concentrating on making sure you're defending the ice staff, you shouldn't have much problem completing this lockdown step. We didn't have any issues. I haven't had a problem completing this inside of my games. It can be a little bit crazy towards the end, as it does throw a bunch at you, so just be prepared for that. Use decoys, Casimirs, explosives, whatever you can. Just kind of make sure you get through the lockdown step so that you can have your ice staff. So here we are, just about to finish off the lockdown. White screen will flash when you know it is done. Now that the lockdown is done and we completed that defense successfully, we now have an ice staff. Now, one of our players in our run today also got an ice staff out of the box. To upgrade the ice staff, excuse me, you need to shoot these 3. You need to shoot 3 Ethereum lanterns within 10 seconds. So you want to do it in quick succession. And you'll get Archibald audio quote if you have done it correctly in the fastest amount of time that you need. So here we are. We're going to shoot this one right here. and then I'm going to turn and burn so that I can fire off our second one, which is right here, and then we're going to push forward and shoot the third one just to my left right here, and that's going to trigger the Archibald audio. So there we go. That step is now done. Now, the next thing we need to do on this Easter egg is make our way into the Dark Aether, and we're looking for 3 rocks in the air that have a symbol on them. Now, when you shoot these rocks with the ice staff, they're going to drop down so you can remember your symbols. So make sure you take a screenshot, draw a picture, do whatever you have to make sure that you're remembering these 3 symbols, as we are going to need them. So this is our second rock here, and they can be in different areas inside of the Dark Aether. So you and your team just make sure you're keeping your eyes open for the rocks up in the air with the symbols on them, and then shoot the rocks with the symbols on them with the ice staff to bring them closer to you, so that you can go ahead and remember those symbols. Now, make note of those 3 symbols. You're going to need them for the next thing that we're going to do. So the next thing that we need to do, now that we have those symbols, is one of the doors in the Dark Aether is going to close. Head out of the Dark Aether and find out which door is closed. You'll find this rune symbol on the door that's closed. You now need to shoot the 3 symbols that you found on the rocks in the Dark Aether. This is an important tip. If you've shot the wrong rocks in the wrong order, or shot the wrong symbols, when you land here on your rock, you're just going to bounce right off, and you're going to get Mr. Peak's audio to let you know you've done it wrong. So if that's happening in your game, go back and check your symbols. You're shooting the wrong symbols. I had that happen to me. We switched it up and shot the correct symbols. You'll land on the rock, not a problem. Now, you're going to interact with the purple orb, which is going to make it into a kind of a soul box. You do want to do an escort on the orb, and you want to make sure that you are killing zombies quickly in order to continue to push this forward. If you take too long between killing zombies and the orb doesn't get the zombie souls into it fast enough, it will float up into the sky, and you're going to have to redo the step, which you can do on another round. So just a heads up, if you fail this, don't worry, it is not the end of your game. Just progress a couple rounds until you are able to shoot the symbols again and reactivate this step. But again, it's an escort, so you just want to make sure you're killing zombies near the purple orb, staying with it so that it pushes itself forward. And what this orb is going to do is it's going to cycle through the Dark Aether here. You got Doppelgast spawning in the area. You've got a bunch of zombies spawning in the area. Just make sure that you're killing them quickly so that you are getting those souls into the orb to keep pushing it forward. And it's going to kind of take you on a little tour inside of the Dark Aether before it makes its way all the way around to where we defended the ice staff. That is where it's going to end up. You'll know it's complete when it's made its way back into that wall, and it's going to go back into the hole where we were defending the ice staff. You get an amalgam near the end, so just make sure that you are prepared to dish out a bunch of damage with your team, and you're just sticking near the purple orb so that it has enough energy to get itself into the wall. And once it goes in there, your screen will flash white to signify you have finished that step. And at that point, you can hold interact on the purple wall, and you will have an upgraded ice staff. I do want to mention, if you have other players in your game that have got the ice staff out of the box and they go up to the wall and it's not purple yet, they won't be able to upgrade their staff. So they're going to want to wait until that wall turns to purple. The next step we're going to do is find the statues of the different parasite, vermin, doppelgast, and amalgams inside of the Dark Aether. You want to shoot the gem on the statue with the healing shot of your ice staff, and then take that first one will always be inside of spawn, and it's going to spawn in a bunch of vermin. So you want to make sure that you're completing that. So you just activate it, and you can see it creates a lockdown and spawns a tons of vermin in, and once you complete it, you'll be able to pick up the energy and take it into the Dark Aether. An important tip to know, you cannot pick that energy up on a vermin round. Now, when you have the energy, you will see the purple electricity around your screen. If you take too many hits from the zombies before you get to the Dark Aether and place this energy on the pedestal, you will lose it, and you will have to go back and pick it up and try again. So just make sure that you are not taking many hits. I think you get 3 maximum. So just make sure. I use PhD slider whenever I see zombies doing this step, and it seems to keep me protected and keep the energy on me at not a problem. Then you want to take this energy back over to the vermin pedestal where you shot the crystal with your healing shot and drop it down. Screen's going to flash white. The big Ethereum crystal behind it is going to light up and it's going to shoot into the middle, and that is going to signify that you've finished that. Now we need to do this 3 more times. So the next one is going to be a parasite, and the crystal you need to shoot will move to the next statue, so you always will know which one to shoot with your healing shot. Once you've shot it, you're going to pick up that energy. The second one is the parasite, so bring it over to the stamina up location. It's going to spawn in a lockdown again, and you're going to want to kill everything that's in the area. Now, this one is not a soul box. What's going to happen is the zombies are going to drop energy orbs. You're going to want to pick those up and walk them back over to the pedestal. You're just going to continue to repeat this process until you have completely energized the parasite pedestal and the energy is there. So, as you can see, we're just shooting all the zombies in the area, using charged shots on the ice staff to make easy work of this, picking up their energy orbs and just ferrying them over to the parasite statue, and doing this over and over and over again until that parasite statue has enough energy in it. Now you'll know it's done because you're going to get that screen flash that'll let you know that you finished the step. So you can see right here, we've got a couple teammates that showed up. We've got a bunch of energy orbs and we're just picking them up, walking them over to the pedestal. Do keep in mind when you have them in your hand, you walk a little bit slower, so that's a heads up. Now with the parasite one, you want to pick up the energy. You can see I've got the purple hue on my screen, and we're going to push down and make our way inside of the dark ether. Now the parasite, the pedestal that you do these at outside the dark ether, that door is going to close, so you're going to have to find another door to make your way back into the dark ether and place it on the pedestal. And again, that dark ether pillar is going to light up, shoot the one in the middle, and then you're going to push forward to the Doppelgast, shoot the crystal with your healing aura. You're going to pick up the energy, and then you're going to make your way over to the Doppelgast room, which is by Speed Cola. Go ahead and activate that one down. It's going to spawn in a bunch of strong Doppelgeists that you're going to want to take care of. It's also going to have some purple energy on the ground that can cause damage to you, so just be careful. And once you have finished taking out all of the Doppelgeists in the area, it's going to put all of their energy into this Doppelgeist statue for you. And that is going to be the final step for this one. So this is a bit of a soul box, this one, but it's also got the purple lasers on the ground, so just be careful because those can cause you damage. But again, there's the white screen flash to let you know that you have finished this step. You can go ahead and pick up the energy and then make your way back into the dark ether, looking for the pedestal that you shot the healing shot at. Go ahead and drop the energy back onto that, and you'll see the dark ether pillar behind it light up and shoot energy into the middle, signifying that that step is done. So we've got one last one to do, which is the amalgam. Go ahead and shoot your charged shot at the amalgam statue inside of the dark ether. Take that energy all the way down to quick revive, and you're going to activate the amalgam statue down here, which is going to spawn in a beefy amalgam. So just make sure you and your team are there destroying the amalgam. He's going to take damage at some point and then become immune, and so you're going to want to shoot the zombies that are lasered to him, as that will break his shield and then make him vulnerable to attacks again. My team absolutely destroyed him with the ASD shotguns there. I didn't even know where he went. So just absolutely destroyed him. Shotguns are amazing for this Easter egg. Definitely something I recommend is the ASG shotgun. So we're going to bring this over to the final statue, put our energy down, and that is going to complete the final pillar, which is going to fire some energy up into this ether pile of energy orb or whatever. And then this shoots a beam of electricity over to the bridge, or energy, electricity, whichever. So you can see that is where you now are ready to go to the boss fight at this stage. So what you want to do is come over here and you're going to activate the pedestal, which is going to open up the bridge over to the boss fight. So at this point, you have basically completed the Easter egg and you are now ready to get prepared for the boss fight. So make sure you are triple packed, legendary, all of your perks, and ready to go for the boss fight. You are going to need that damage 100%. So make your way over to the Sentinel artifact, initiate the vote, and get your team to confirm the vote, and you're going to start the boss fight. You get a white flash to signify that the boss fight has started. Now, the first step of the boss fight, you're going to be fighting the Sentinel artifact in this boss fight. My recommendation to make easy work of the first half of the boss fight is to hang up upstairs behind one of the pillars and use a charged ice staff shot to protect yourselves. So what's going to happen while you're shooting your charged shots here is the Sentinel artifact is down in the bottom and it is spinning in a circle, as you can see, and it is firing a laser. That laser is incredibly strong and will stun you and almost insta-down you, so do be very careful. The second time the Sentinel artifact travels back up into the sky, it's going to be damageable when it goes purple. At this point in time, your team needs to lay in the damage as much as possible to crack that Sentinel artifact. And then what we're going to do is rinse and repeat for step number 2 of the boss fight, which spawns in 2 Sentinel artifacts in the middle, and they're going to be doing the same thing, spinning around with those lasers. On the second time they climb back up is when you're going to be able to damage them. So they go purple right there, fire a charge shot to keep yourself protected, and then just lay in the fire on one of the Sentinel artifacts. As you can see here, we're firing in like crazy, and if you have a chance, you can go ahead and fire off into the second one, and you can destroy it to skip the step, but we didn't have enough time and it turned immune. So if you're able to crack that second one, congratulations, you don't have to do this step. You've completed it, and you'll be able to push downstairs. But if you didn't complete it and you weren't able to crack both of them like we were in this run right here, don't stress. Again, don't stress. Take your time in this boss fight. Do not worry. Once again, they'll go to him purple. Pick one as a team to focus in fire on and just laser in on it as much as you can until you have cracked it. Now that you have done this step and at that health of the Sentinel artifact is when it's time for your team to make your way downstairs. We cracked the second one there. Just keep dishing out the damage as much as you can. When you're about halfway through this boss fight, my recommendation is to make your way downstairs. For the second half of the boss fight, the Sentinel artifact is going to attach itself to zombies and elites. So you're going to want to kill the red Sentinel artifact zombie or elite right there. He will then drop the Sentinel artifact that you are going to need to focus in fire on as a team to crack it. So you're going to want to do this 4 times. The reason I recommend staying downstairs for the second half of the boss fight is the Sentinel artifact is now spinning with 4 lasers. So now you can see we have an elite here, an elite Doppelgeist. You can see the Sentinel artifact on him. So what we're going to do is get him destroyed, and then we're going to activate Ether Shroud so we can all focus in fire on crack that Sentinel artifact. That's the second one. Now you got elites. I can't remember the order. I believe it's Mimic, Doppelgast, and then Amalgam are the ones that are going to be down here. The blue Sentinel artifact guys are not the ones you want, so you definitely don't need to be shooting them, but of course you can. I recommend using your ice staff to place charge shots down to protect your team from the regular zombies, and have the members that do not have the ice staff focus in fire on the elites when they show up. Now, there is currently a method to cheese this part of the boss fight. So what you want to do is equip a hand cannon, fire your charge shot with the ice staff, and while your charge shot is going, pull out your hand cannon, and your hand cannon will make your charge shot ticks of damage from your ice staff do 200,000 damage to the zombies. So that can be definitely a cheese method to go ahead and complete this, second half of this boss fight down here, as it gets absolutely insane with the elites that coming in here. They have extra health, but you can see I just pulled out my hand cannon right now, and my charge shot's going, and you can see just the amount of health that we are ripping off of these elites down here. So this is definitely currently the way to cheese this second half of the boss fight. I wanted to show it to you all before it gets patched, as 100% I believe that this cheese method is definitely going to get patched. So what you're doing down here, we activated Idolize so that we could go ahead and crack that one right there. Now we've cracked all 4 of the elites that came down here with the Sentinel artifact attached. So what you're going to notice now for the final stage of the boss fight, which is do or die, I will say, there's 7 Sentinel artifacts in the middle of the bottom of the boss fight. They are getting ready to fire up at the wall. There's a max ammo there, so make sure you pick that up right before you see that shot go up towards the wall right there. I picked up the max ammo, and this is do or die. You need to, as a team, eliminate the health on this Sentinel artifact, or it does a team wipe attack, and you will all die. So at this point, it is do or die. Fire away. Just keep on shooting at that Sentinel artifact to make sure that you are able to finish off this boss fight. I can't stress this enough. Continue to just fire and fire and fire away. When the white screen goes, congratulations, you have completed the Tomb Easter egg. truly an unbelievable boss fight. Definitely one of the most difficult ones I've had to deal with in a while. But using the strats that I showed in this video, you should have no problems completing the boss fight. And at the very end, really cool, the amulet we picked up from Citadelle doing the Easter egg combines here at the end with the Sentinel artifact, which is really cool. And spoiler, if you don't want to watch the final cutscene, this is it right here.
Raptor 1, I'm at the LZ. Let's get the hell out of here.
There is more to be done now that you've secured the Sentinel artifact. Bring it directly to me. I have gathered every available file on the history and previous uses of this ancient device. It appears several times in the historical record. Some date back to ancient Egypt. I have deciphered steps to activate and control it. The artifact requires an infusion of exotic materials. Unique elements that can only be harvested here at Liberty Falls. I have already ensured everything we need is ready for your arrival. You will see your lost agent Maxis again soon. I'll be waiting.
Congratulations, you have beat the Tomb Easter egg. I certainly hope this guide helped. If it did, make sure you smash that like button down below, comment, and thank you so much for tuning in. We'll catch you guys in the next one.